What's going on, guys? Minicall here, coming at you with a day 140 update video. Just starting these off where I start off all the other videos. So right here, day 140 is on the list. And just going in, looking at the TCP. So currently I am at 1.275 million, which is up about another 100k from the last one. Again, the pace for that seems to be going pretty steady. The only thing I'm kind of a little bit behind on is actually the level. And I should actually level up to 72 once I get my energy refresh in a couple minutes. But so I'm just going to go ahead and call it 72 since I'm only, about 300 XP away. Looking at that, so things that have kind of happened so far is I finished my second run for Dark Dimension 2, so I do have my Ultron now at 7 stars. Other things that have kind of occurred, I have started Dark Dimension 1, and just going in, essentially the team I've been using for my first pass is kind of a modified aim train for the time being, and these are just basically the 6-star characters I had. So new addition to the 6 stars is aim security, and then my Scientist Supreme is just a little bit away from actually hitting 6 stars as well. Once that does happen, I will swap her into kind of go in for the Dark Dimension 1. I'm on my first run still, and I think once I get my Scientist Supreme at the 200 shard mark, I'll actually go ahead and build Ultron up just a little bit more, and I will probably take Ultron in as my 6th character versus Captain Marvel. Just kind of other things, I guess, that are going on. Pimtech, I have almost finished them to getting them to at least Gear 13. The ones I'm still behind on are Stature here, who is just 2 pieces away from 12, and then Wasp is a little bit further behind. She's only at level Gear Tier 10, rather. So working on getting those guys geared up. Essentially what I'm doing right now at the moment, as far as kind of how I'm spending my daily energy, I am still farming characters. So I'm farming Captain Marvel, trying to get her to 6 stars. Scientist Supreme is my other farm, and now that I have maxed out Aim Security, who was my Villains campaign node, I think I'm going to move over and start working on Wasp as far as getting her shards up, and this is kind of going to be a dual purpose. First, obviously, is that the higher the Pimtech team, the easier time I'll have in potentially Dark Dimension 3, Dark Dimension 4, down the road. Secondly is it was just announced that the Pimtech team is going to be the requirement to unlock Jubilee, and I assume as she's coming out, legendaries basically are very powerful when they're first released. Occasionally they sometimes have a power creep and they lose some of their effectiveness as they're around for longer, but would hopefully like to maybe unlock Jubilee on her second pass around. Just kind of depends on, mainly Ghost and Yellow Jacket, and if I can get them up to 5 stars, since they're the only 2 that aren't currently farmable, and Stature as well. So that's kind of just a down-the-road plan. I think what I'm kind of doing right now is I am hopefully planning to take this Pimtech team into Dark Dimension 3 and see how they perform on those first 8 nodes. And so what I'm doing is I'm getting, like I said, Stature and Wasp up to Gear Tier 13. Once that occurs, I will then kind of, as I continue to level up and get closer to 75, I will then start, leveling them as well as attempting to gear them up to Gear Tier 14. And I am anticipating probably not having enough orange gear to get them to 14. So also what I'm working on in the background is if I do have any leftover energy for the day, once I've done all my essential character farmings, I am kind of going in here and just trying to do some of the endgame campaigns. But so that's just kind of a more or less kind of slow process. Other characters that I plan on working on as well I am currently working on Hela, so once I have farmed all my gear for Stature and Wasp, I've been using some of that on Hela as well, as since she's a mystic character and they don't share any of the same gear pool basically. So other things that I've got kind of going on, where I am on in the Nexus campaign requires X-Men characters, and I haven't really worked on them too much because I haven't just really had a whole lot of extra energy. I think when I get Pym to gear tier 12, I should have a larger abundance of energy, and I can start farming some of the characters that are required for some of the endgame campaign nodes. So that's just kind of a slow process. Other things that are kind of going on, more or less kind of the same situation for the essential the gold store and all the other stores. I'm really kind of just focused on the gear tier 13, 14, 15 stuff, so essentially the orange materials, and I am looking at things that are, under 100 that I own, and I'm normally kind of buying those up. The exception being some of the mini uniques I'm not purchasing at the moment, just because, I'm not planning to bring the characters that need those mini uniques up to either 13 and beyond. If I do see gear that I know I will be using, I am buying it. Other things going on, Blitz Store, same thing. I actually haven't opened Blitz Orbs in a little bit, but I will be opening Blitz Orbs with this 3.3k. And that's just because I'm nowhere near kind of done farming any of the Blitz characters. As I start kind of getting a little closer to having those maxed out, I will start maybe doing individual character shards. But for the time being, I am still doing the Blitz Orbs. Raid Orbs, kind of again a similar thing. I've stopped farming raid characters, and again, I'm really only focused on orange or purple gear that I need. Next column is the arena store. So I managed to get my Hemdall to 6 stars. So I've kind of stopped his farming for the time being, and I am now working on Crystal. Got her unlocked, and I'm planning to take her to 6 stars as well. And this kind of goes into my legendary path that I am doing with Minnie. And I am trying to get Black Bolt first, followed by Ebony Maw, and then Phoenix are kind of on my top tier list, and then now with Jubilee, Jubilee will be another character I'm kind of considering as far as legendaries go. So basically, I'm farming arena characters kind of in that priority order. I might move Jubilee up over Phoenix, just depending on if the other 3 characters in the Pimtech squad become farmable. War Store, again, very similar. So I have been farming Mr. Sinister shards just because I would like to essentially get the full Emma Marauders team. Sinister is the only one I'm missing. So I've been farming his character shards when he pops up, and then yet again I am farming this orange gear, stuff that I need. And I am not farming purple gear in the War Store, and it's just because those materials are, you can buy them in so many different other places, as well as actually physically farm them. Elite Store, again, kind of really not too much going on. I've just been saving those Elite credits for, eventually down the road there will be characters I am choosing to take to, 6 stars and 5 red stars, etc. But for the time being, I don't really have any characters that are eligible. And I honestly haven't really even considered any particular character, just because that seems like it's a bit down the roads for Minnie, and by the time I am maybe able to upgrade that character to either 5 or 6 red stars, they might not be as relevant. So I'm just kind of holding off for now, and once I start getting characters that I think will make good red star candidates, I will kind of start, going through that. And it'll also depend, you don't want to upgrade, hypothetically, let's just say, if there's a 6 red star Black Bolt here in the store, and either you don't even have Black Bolt unlocked, or your Black Bolt is only at 5 stars and his event isn't due anytime soon, that isn't necessarily the best way to spend those credits, just because by the time Black Bolt rolls around again, and again, Black Bolt is a horrible example because he's just such a good character. But, by the time he gets back around, there's a possibility that that character might not be as good anymore, or maybe they don't work as well with red stars, etc. Again, this isn't anything actually specific to Black Bolt. It was just the first character that popped into my head. Black Bolt has been out, I think, for over a year now, and he's still just as good then as he is now. So that's kind of a poor example, but you kind of get the gist. Other things that are going on, my arena rank is kind of still, I've gone down a little bit. I think I was in the 30s before. I'm in the 50s right now, so still not too bad. Other things we got going on, we are currently in this Deep Freeze event, so we are doing really well on the Alliance aspect. We are actually a day ahead of where I thought our goals should be, so let's keep up the good work with that. I think we should be able to finish this event well in the 8 days, 21 hours left at the time of recording this video. And the sooner we get this done, the sooner we can go back to the harder difficulty in the Greek raids. For my own personal progress, I am in milestone 14 for actually opening those orbs, and you can see here I am just shy of 40 shards for Red Guardian, so another 60 shards to go. Definitely think I should be able to unlock this character. Whether or not I'll be able to get an additional star, kind of, we'll wait and see. It also depends a little bit on my my drop rates. This one is the one that resets every day, so just kind of getting those extra Deep Freeze orbs, as well as it looks like 4 additional Red Guardian shards, so I've been trying to complete that every day, and yeah, I think that's pretty much the overall gist of where the account is. Other things kind of note, and I think I actually might have forgotten to spend it, as I am infamous to do, is spending the Stark Tech, which I'm going to go ahead and donate now. My donate resets around 6 p.m. So I'm actually not that too behind. That's actually not too bad. So I've been keeping my tech and bio ones kind of maxed out just because of the type of characters I normally run. And then I am also working on my, I believe it's my skill. And that's just to kind of go, it's honestly just like the other requirement I chose to pick. Again, no really rhyme or reason. Eventually you'll have enough of these start credits to max out all of these things, so it's really just a matter of, getting them maxed out. Typically try to go for a team composition that I use the most, if it is a pure-based like bio team or mystic, etc. Other things, let's see what else we got going on. Last, I think, on the list is RTA. I'm just kind of where I am on RTA. I haven't bought Battle Pass yet on Mini. I've already bought it both on Khaleesi and Dracarys, and I believe on both those I'm kind of in milestone like 28, I believe. So still kind of finishing up the weekly objectives for Mini, as well as some dailies. But doing pretty good. I don't anticipate not finishing this. I was able to finish it last time within 2 weeks, and it does seem a little bit more grindy now that they have done like all of these 600 ability requirements. But essentially, the way that I play this mode, I just kind of pop in, I set it on auto, and then kind of rinse, wash, and repeat until the objective is done, and then I just go ahead and collect the rewards. So I still need to buy the Battle Pass on Mini, which I'll do that off camera and all that fun stuff. I think that's pretty much more or less where the account is at day 140. Kind of where my roadmap is for the time being is working towards getting towards level 75. While I'm doing that, I'm also leveling up my characters and essentially my Pim Tech team. So working on getting that Pim plane up to gear tier 14 so I can hopefully start Dark Dimension 3 a little bit sooner than later. And even if I find that maybe Pim doesn't do as well in Dark Dimension 3 as expected, I still plan to take them into Dark Dimension 4, so that's definitely going to kind of get them along the way. And yeah, so I think that's kind of where we are. Hopefully you are finding these account updates helpful, and for the newer players, I think it definitely kind of puts a frame of reference, just kind of where your account is compared to mine, etc. So just a overall recap, I finished Dark Dimension 2 on both runs for Mini. I'm working on my first run through Dark Dimension 1, so I'm hoping to have that done definitely by the next time I do a 10-day update. and yeah, should hopefully be, maybe 73 or at least close to it. So hopefully, like I said, you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if there's anything you want to specifically see, feel free to let me know, either on Discord or in-game. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you're having a good year.